So on this video, well, what else can I say? It's 80 years since the end of World War II. VE Day on the 8th of May 1945. It's now 2025 and it's 80 years later. Today is the 7th of May 2025. Tomorrow is the 8th, the actual Remembrance Day, basically. We are going to do, first off, I'm going to start off where I am. I'll tell you about that in a minute. And we'll do a bit on the street parties that went around Grimsby at the time and Cleethorpes. Okay, let's carry on. Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ian I Explores. On this video, it's the day before VE Day. 80 years since the end of World War II. So let's get on with the video. Okay, so I'm starting off in Scaffo Cemetery, basically where the war graves are. So these in here are the people that gave their lives for us to be free. Okay, they went over to Europe, wherever they went. Could have been anywhere, Germany, France, Belgium. I mean, basically that little man with the tash, so he owned everything, didn't he? But we got him. And this is what this is about. So I'm going to go silent for a minute to give some respect for these people that lay in here that fought for us. VE Day, Victory in Europe Day. Now, they had to wait till, I think it was midnight. The day is the 7th, I think it was midnight they waited for it absolutely to totally finish. And everybody went absolutely crazy, you can imagine, can't you? I mean, 1939 to 45, and there were 6 years of absolute, well, worrying if your house is going to get blown up, get bombed. You never know, did you? What if your husband was coming back, your brothers, I don't know, whoever went to war. You didn't know if he was coming back or not. A lot of them didn't, as I've just shown you just then. But, you know, at the end, what a relief. I mean, I can't imagine it because I'm not that old, but I bet there's some of you out there that's probably witnessed it and lived it. Big, massive, massive great cloud lifted. Huge. And I can't imagine what that must have felt like. And you had street parties and everybody was out drinking, you know. What a relief. But yeah, that's what it was. That's why we celebrate it today. I mean, and too right. I mean, there's a lot of bravery out there, a lot of stories. There's thousands of stories, probably millions of stories out there, untold. Probably in Grimsby, Cleethorpes, surrounding villages here that all these lads went to. I mean, not just here, it was everywhere in Britain, wasn't it? Everybody went. You know, that's what they did. You had a uniform on, you went, you joined up, you did your training and you went. I mean, there was the prisoner of war camp in the Walesby Woods there. I mean, that was going to war as well. Things like that. They looked after them well, though. But I mean, if you got stranded in Germany, I think it was a bit bad over there. I mean, you got to think about this. I mean, they found all them concentration camps, didn't they? Liberated them all, got them all out. That is totally, well, it's just, you just can't imagine, can you? A human doing that to another human. But yeah, they did. We know that. It's all history now. So anyway, back to the sharing moments, the street parties. Now, I'm going to go down the street later on. I actually used to live on it, one of the big streets in Grimsby. It seems to feature a lot when it comes to these, you know, celebrations. I think it was one of the streets that really did go for it. you know, during the time, and it's really great to celebrate that. Okay, so let's move away from this, from the cemetery, and let's go back into town. You noticed by now I'm not wearing my usual hat what I have on with my label on it, but this is what I've got on today. Today is now the 8th of May 2025, and is now 80 years ago now. Okay, 8th of May 1945, since the end of the war. VE Day, you can see from my hat and my logo on there that I made. Yeah, so okay, so street parties, there was loads of them. As I said further back, I'm going to show you a street which is famous for it. I mean, they really are one of the biggest had the biggest celebrations from what I read, this particular street. But anyway, every street had a street party celebrating. The pubs was full. I mean, you see my pub crawl, how many pubs was there back then? God, they'd have been full, wouldn't they? I'll show you. I'm on the West Marsh, so before you come over the bridge there, you come into your first pubs down here. A lot of pubs down here, about 3 or 4 if I remember rightly from my video. But all this, they'd have been full of people celebrating, shouting, screaming, you name it, there would have been. I mean, it took effect on midnight. On the 8th, stroke of midnight, like you do New Year, let's say. People who were out partying have had many headaches this morning, wouldn't they? But I bet it was partying on through the day, all through the 8th, because that's what Churchill said, to allow one day to celebrate the war, end of the war. So if any of you did that and are still who watch my channel, I'd love to hear from you about that. I really would. You hear all these stories, but I mean, yeah, all right, you can watch the telly, Google it. But I mean, I'm all about like the human stories, like the everyday people like myself. You know, what did you do? Where did you go? Did you go and get drunk? Was you old enough to go get drunk? I don't know. I mean, if you are still around, fantastic. I saw a guy on the telly, 104, I think he was. But I mean, I know my mum and dad was alive at the end of the war. Probably a lot of your grandparents will have been as well. But yeah, so I'm round here still, and across the road. I mean, been a lot of bomb damage around these areas as well. It's probably still would have been there. I mean, the kids used to play on the sites, didn't they? Collected shrapnel, that kind of thing, during the war. I mean, some found it really, fun. Kids under 5, 6, 7 or whatever, they would have done. Hey, look, a new playground. Who did that nowadays? The class is dangerous, all this health and safety we have. But yeah, just one more thing, that was here, Joe. You're in then? The electric for the trams. And my mum was telling me, going down Gilby Road, Pie White, nearly every street on the West Marsh had a party. I mean, it must have been absolutely brilliant. It must have been, and you can imagine, can't you, the relief, like I said, further back. All these streets over there which are long gone, which I have done back in the day. I'll mention one, Oliver Street, for instance. All gone, all under the air, Yarborough Street, buried. But yeah, there you go. So, let's move on and have a look at a few more streets. So the war ended and that, and we're all celebrating it. 8th of May 1945 or the 8th of May 1925. But still, food, again, rationing carried on for another 9 years. It actually ended on July the 4th, 1954, because of all the U-boats sinking our ships, bringing the food over, things like that. Supplies, is that the merchant navy they call it? I don't know. Anyway, bringing supplies over from America but yeah, that's when it ended officially. So we had 9 years to build that back up, to get all our food back and things like that, to get the convoys, going again after all the losses at sea. Well, at least one thing they didn't hit this, did they? So all this would have been full of ships, trying to get back to post-war, let's say. The fishing industry carried on. That really did carry on. That really never did stop. And I mean, I know 1 or 2 of the boats did get torpedoed, I believe. I don't know much about that bit, but I guess there would have been. I mean, all you read about is the main ships, don't you? That got blown up, the battleships. That's understandable. But the guy that actually figured that one out, you've probably seen a film called The Imitation Game. Alan Turing. He basically cracked the Enigma code, that the Germans had. He did that. He won the war for us. They knew where everything was, what was going on, etc. But yeah, he really did help us. Right, I'm still on top of the Newmarket Bridge now, so I guess this, well, landscape will look a lot different. The Maltings would have still been there. But yeah, you can imagine looking over here at smoke rising, dust, people shouting, screaming as well. I mean, there's a lot of pubs down Freeman Street at the time. All this was railway tracks. There'd have been a lot of movement down here. So where your soldiers would have come back in. I mean, sadly, some didn't come back. I guess she was at home, you know, waiting and wondering, even though the war had ended. I mean, it would have been a few days before where it takes time, doesn't it, to send something back then. But now, you know, take that out of your pocket and you're in Australia, wherever you want to be, yeah. But now, then it wasn't. You had to wait. So there have been a lot of people, you know, very worried, but glad it was over. But I mean, you probably had to go to the cinema and watch it, Parfait News, to find out. I think that's what it was, is it? Again, if I've got this wrong, please let me know. Like I said, I'm not an historian. I only know what I see on the telly or what I read. Okay, let's carry on. Okay, so I'm now walking up one of the famous streets shortly, but I'm on Garibaldi Street. Now over there in that car park, there was two more streets, okay? I think it was Edward Street, and I forgot what the name of the other one was, but yeah, there were streets down there as well. And also before, well, all this, the flats were built, there was a crescent and that in there. Houses again, all celebrating. Okay, it'll probably been the Gloucester Arms, the Albion, Dogger Bank, etc. It was all around this area. Go, it would have been them all. Not the Jolly Sailor, Gordon Compass, sorry. Yeah, all round here it'd have been. All the pubs celebrating the end. You know, and you see what's happening now, don't you? You wonder, well, I saw a thing, I think it was a picture somebody put on, must have altered it, I don't know, and these kids there, it look like, what you call them, I don't know, scallies, is it? Or anyway, something like that, and someone's comment put, did we do it for nothing, or was it a waste of time? I get what that is, yeah, if you understand the meaning of that. But yeah, I did see that. I don't know if you else saw it. I think it was on Facebook or somewhere like that I saw it, but yeah, that somebody had put on. I mean, when you think about it, it was worth it, but it's just the current climate, isn't it? Things change, and that's it. You know, what are you going to do? Okay, so I'm going to walk down here. I'll turn this camera around. This is Albion Street, where I'm on. Forget all these here, it wasn't here. Neither was this. Okay, this is all new. What I'm leading down here to, okay, like I said, there's another street round here as well that had a big party. But then again, most streets did. But this one is the famous one. Okay, so I'm now on the street I've been mentioning. Okay, this, when I turn round in a minute, I'll show you the sign first when I get up to it. And there we are, Oak Street. Okay, and it ran all the way down there, right in front here, big long street, all the way through there. You can see the houses in the way of it now. And it ran all the way down there as well. Okay, original building is the one there. You can see what it's called. Original building on the corner there of Oxford Street. And down here, there used to be bakers, fruit shops, etc. That wasn't there, by the way, the Casablanca. But yeah, this was famous for its celebrations. I've seen many a photo of this street. Massive turnout, long tables and everything down there. Right, okay, so I'm going to walk up to another street in a minute, which is going to be Oxford Street. Okay, let's get on. Okay, as I was saying, I'm on here now. Oxford Street. Let's have a walk down here. So I guess all the streets off to the side. You've got Guildford Street going down there, Bradford Street, Grafton Street, etc. Now Wheelsby Street, there's a long street. I bet there's a big party down there as well. See, all the streets that were long seem to have, I don't know, many people go into them, I suppose. But back then, the population around here was huge. I mean, they were celebrating. You can imagine. I mean, all down here, where I am, was also pubs and shops. I mean, they must have done a really good trade back then. There's Guildford Street down there. They call it somewhere else now, don't they? And the school over there, that was there at the time as well. I mean, a lot of the kids and things that was evacuated would be coming back now into towns, and you know, reunited with the parents and that, and hoping that the fathers, their uncles, were still alive from it all. So that's why we celebrate this. Great loss, but yeah. I mean, there was the theatre down here, what I have done before, that probably showing you, you know, the latest reel of the day, the news. That's where you went, unlike today, you know, take your phone out, Sky News, etc. Instantaneous. But back then, you had to wait and find out. I got an uncle that was in the war. My mum told me a story when he died. Is it Remagen he died? Remagen, I can't pronounce it properly. My mum said my nana ran down the street shouting and yelling with the, you know, the piece of paper in her hand. I bet there was thousands and millions doing that back then. And you can't imagine, can you? But we did it, we won. Got the little man with a trash out of the way. He died and all. Well, he killed himself, but there's a lot of controversy about that one, so I'm not going to go into that. But yeah, so there you go, this is Oxford Street. And I mentioned the streets either side as well. All right, let's move on. Okay, currently walking down Stanley Street. So all round here there would have been street parties as well. Apart from the massive one down Oak Street there. I'll just turn this around. Got Grafton Street going that way. Looks like they're digging up round here. Stanley Street behind me down there. I'll just walk down. And carrying on over here now. In front of me there, you've got Cleethorpes Road coming out onto Hamilton Street. So if any of you got stories of partying around this area, just let me know about that. You know, celebrating the end of the war. And there'd have been a lot of bomb damage around this area because a lot of the houses got destroyed and, you know, rebuilt on after the war. That I do know about. But I mean, a lot of this is still standing with it being all close to the docks. You can imagine, you're in one of these next to me either side. You hear all the bombs going, trying to bomb the docks area, which they will have done, or tried to do. But it still kept going, didn't it? The old British spirit, as they say, bulldog spirit, was it back then? Still is. We still got it. So yeah, this is where I am. In a minute, I'll turn this round. A bit busy today, I don't know why that is. But yeah, a lot of changes gone on since then, 80 odd years. There's a lot of time, a lot of history. You see down there, there'll be a lot of factories down here. The Mineral One's chimney's still standing. The police station down there where once was a school. I've done all this area before. But even the schools would have had days off for celebrating, wouldn't they? I'm in Cleethorpes now, as you can see. That is the back of the Dolphin, look. Now that they've been celebrating in there, all right. Yeah, they had a ballroom and everything in there on the hotel. So they've been staying overnight after getting their headaches and getting drunk in all the bars around Cleethorpes and around the marketplace, as you can see. See, I can actually show you these lots. See the bathing carts down there. It looks like the Victorian era. Well, like I said, this was here during the end of the war and well before that. Look at that, so they're rarely doing this now. This is great. So it survived the war. A lot of buildings here survived the war as well. I mean, across the road there, which I'll go across shortly, the Empire Theatre, it survived. But look down here, so all these buildings going down there, okay, they all survived the war. And out there, the pier, so did that, apart from its fire, but that was well before the Second World War. Okay, a quick look at the Dolphin as we're walking past. So glad that this is getting done. An historic building. It's survived a lot of things. Survived both wars, that one has. And also, the old Vic over there. So imagine all these pubs back then, absolutely full of people. Okay, as you can see there, a lot more information on the Dolphin. Getting some of these pictures there to show you. I can't easily show pictures, but when I find them, I really do. As you can see. First hotel was 1760. I think I mentioned this on a few videos before. But it's still here. You got its electric lighting in 1939. That's just the start of the war, isn't it? Crikey. So yeah, it's great that this is getting redone. It survived all that time. Right, so I've come across the road from the Dolphin. Now just look at this, okay? You can see out the camera's picking up the lights. Now you wouldn't have been allowed to do that up until this day. Blackouts, no lights on, your windows is blacked out, you had a light on, the warden would come round and definitely tell you off. You see how that's lit up there? That's how it would have been on this day back then. The fair to lit up like that, and all the lights down here that you see. Okay, there would have been electric back then, and just I think, I'm not 100%, but yeah, it would have been all lit up. You'd have been allowed to light it up again. There'd have been fires and all sorts, wouldn't there? You know, celebrating. And out there in the Humber, there'd have been the ships coming back in, the boats bringing people back from the war. People waiting on here, wondering, you know, is my husband on here, is my brother on here, is my granddad, basically all your family parts, your cousins, nephews, whatever. Was they on them? You didn't know. You know, you probably got the telegram a bit later on finding out, but yeah. Okay, so let's go have a wander along the front here, okay? Let's turn this around a bit. Very different down here now. This is all changed again, by the way. Everything changes around here, but even through there, they're doing things, aren't they? Okay, so out here, there's your pier. That would have been full of people celebrating and dancing, drinking. And out there, you had the two forts that were stopping the U-boats coming in. I think it was a cable or a netting or something across there. Someone will put me right about that one. There have been gun emplacements all along here, and I think I've done a video on that before. You go right over there to Tetney, there's the bunkers out there, which I have done, 4 or 5 of them. There's an air raid shelter at the end before you get to the Louth Canal as well. But all out there was defending Grimsby. All over there was as well. Gun emplacements everywhere, and then that suddenly came to an end. Now come up to the war memorials. Okay, I'm there, Ross Castle. Let's quickly show you where I am. A lot of people around here today. A few people in uniform, and it's a really cold day. So Lincolnshire was known as the bomber country. Okay, and this is a tribute to them, all the airmen around here. That actually says Northcotes. But I'll walk up to this. So you can pause this and read that one on there. And then there's another one. The camera's pointing now with the Navy. And everybody's gathering over there. You see all the flags waving up there proudly. I'll go down here as well because there's something else up this way. This is the arch. The camera up, there we go. The tribute to all the Navy and that. Let's go show you this one. See, somebody hasn't been here that long, look. I mean, you would have thought, wouldn't you, that they'd put something here before then. You got down here. We will remember them, of course. There you go. If I bring this up, you can see the new lifeboat station out there. Right, so I moved across the road. Let's have a quick look here in the window of this. There you go. So down there where the camera's looking now, that was the first air raid shelter in World War I in there. It's a church. That's where it was. It's got the date of 1910 on it, so that was there a bit before. Okay, so did any of you live around this area here? This was at Arlington Street, Pelham Street. Okay, right next to the docks. Well, if you did live here, you definitely hear some of the bombs coming down. Can't imagine what that was like. I mean, it does go down and smash whatever it is up, but you do get the shock wave after it, and I believe that if it hits you, that can do some internal damage or something like that. So I mean, I've just read it online. Like I said, I'm not understand it. Probably does, or maybe knocks you on your feet. No idea, but can't imagine it. Okay, let's carry on. Okay, so we'll come to the end of another video there. Let's a quick look at Victory in Europe Day. Okay, 80 years ago, 1945, on this very day, the 8th of May. Okay, so on that note, I'd like to welcome all my new subscribers to the channel and all you for watching my content. I really do appreciate that. I will see you all next time on the next video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye now.